Breaking news here at 5 o'clock. The state of Wisconsin is suing Elon Musk over his plans to come to Wisconsin to hand out $2 million.
Yeah, so the billionaire's visit comes just days before that crucial spring election for state Supreme Court. Musk is backing Brad Schimmel, who's running as the conservative candidate against liberal candidate Susan Crawford.
Overnight, Musk posted to X saying that he would give a talk in Wisconsin Sunday, and entrance would be limited to those who have voted in the Supreme Court election, and that he would, quote, personally hand over 2 checks for $1 million each in appreciation of those taking time to vote. Now, this morning, Musk on X again saying that he wanted to clarify his message, saying he would give $1 million to 2 people who sign a petition against activist judges.
Now, Musk this week has already given a Green Bay man $1 million for signing that petition. Late this afternoon, though, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul filing a lawsuit to try and stop Musk and those payments.
A lot going on, and we have live team coverage of Musk's visit and the unprecedented money giveaway. We begin with 12 News political director Matt Smith and the candidates.
Deanna, Democratic Attorney General filing that lawsuit. Josh Kaul in Dane County Court initially late this afternoon, asking for a restraining order to bar Musk from any further payments to Wisconsin voters. Both candidates at this hour on the campaign trail. Susan Crawford in Kenosha. These developments unfold. Brad Schimmel set to arrive in Beaver Dam. His supporters there at any moment. I talked exclusively to both candidates in the past 24 hours. What do you think about him giving the $100, the $1 million to that Green Bay guy who signed that petition?
You know what? I learned about that from another reporter earlier today. I didn't know that happened. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what the criteria to get it was. I mean, I know with the $100 that he wanted to get people to sign a petition that they're against activist judges. I frankly thought about, should I sign that petition? I'm against activist judges, but I don't think I should do that.
You haven't signed it?
I have not.
Okay. Do you think that original post he posted overnight was illegal, the $1 million for people who voted?
Well, I think somebody definitely should have looked into that. Wisconsin law does have pretty strict rules and laws about bribing voters, and, you know, I think that's maybe why he decided to pull it back.
So, Matt, a lot going on here. You reported when this lawsuit was first filed, it was assigned to Judge Susan Crawford, who, as we know, is Brad Schimmel's opponent.
Yeah, so this was randomly assigned, as all cases are in Dane County. Crawford has already recused herself late this afternoon from the case. She did so quickly today, and the case has already been reassigned to Columbia County. Charles Franklin, he's the director of the Marquette Law School poll. He's weighing in with us as well on Musk's involvement in all of this. Could this equate to bribery?
I think that is a point that is debated. Now, he did something of the same in 2024, and I think that largely blew over. But it certainly comes up to the line of buying votes, buying, petition signatures, buying things that encourage people to vote early. It's not quite the same as the vote itself. And so I'm sure that there would be legal arguments on both sides of that.
Sunday on Upfront, we are on the campaign trail. The closing arguments from both Brad Schimmel and Susan Crawford exclusively one-on-one.